wrong, and today is 2017, December 6th. It's so early. I'm saying the date in the wrong order. Anyway, joining me today on his phone is Tone Vase. Welcome to the show, Tone.
Hey man, yeah, I got looks like my computer is down and I'm not sure if it'll work, and I'm not going to be, anyway, I may not be streaming for the next God knows how many weeks, so let's see if I can figure this out, because this really sucks, and anyway. Still going to try and do the show, I guess, with the phone, but I can't look at any charts, so I got bigger problems if my computer is not going to turn on again.
Yeah, and hilariously, you obviously were partying last night, and people can see. I saw the little band around your wrist, and you got like some sort of mark on the side of your head and all that stuff. Seems like Tone had a pretty good time. Anyway, let's start with this story: JoinMarket versus ZeroLink. This is from NoPara. And NoPara basically compares the two different sort of privacy enhancing ways to sort of hide your Bitcoin in a way. Very interesting stuff. The conclusion though was interesting. He said, okay, you know what? Confidential transactions, that's going to solve everything. And that's the ultimate solution, but it's probably like 3 to 5 years down the road, or 3 to 10 years down the road. So, that was an interesting way to go about it. I'm not sure if NoPara is thinking like side chains won't happen or something like that, but that's kind of a long timeline. Anyway, your thoughts on ZeroLink and JoinMarket?
So, is this a layer on top, or would this have to be like software?
Oh, I mean, JoinMarket works now, and so does ZeroLink. I think confidential transactions would certainly need a lot of work, probably a couple soft forks of some kind. But JoinMarket and ZeroLink, I think, work right now.
I mean, look, any kind of fungibility that shows up in Bitcoin, especially at this stage, is good, right? As long as it's safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just not in use that much, but certainly that's something that you can do. I think people are loath to pay the fees for some of this stuff, but it is available if you want to, like, sort of make your coins less traceable or something to that effect.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's always good news, right? Like, especially maybe now that the big blockers, got their own chain, they're not like bothering the core developers anymore. They can actually sit down and work and give us all the tools that they were complaining about for the last 3 years that kept getting in the way of these people actually working.
Yeah. So anyway, excellent article. Please take a read. And it's a bit technical, but it's very good. All right, second one is OpenBazaar Token. Apparently, OpenBazaar is now doing some sort of a token. It's going to be a utility token, I guess, and they're going to have smart contracts on it or something like that. Yeah, your thoughts on the OpenBazaar token?
Well, as much as we all thought Brian Hoffman wasn't going to do it, looks like he's doing it. Well, Bitcoin Uncensored guys were right about 2 years ago when they kept saying he's going to do it. And I mean, everybody else is doing it. I mean, his project wasn't... I didn't really care all that much for OpenBazaar. I don't know. I mean... It's hard to comment on this because, like, Brian Hoffman was like one of the last holdouts not to do a token, right? Like, Wayne Wong did a token. Now Brian Hoffman is doing it. Like, I think it's crazy. I think the project was not going to succeed regardless. I don't think it's going to succeed with a token.
Yeah, it's certainly... he is very quick to point out there will never be platform fees required to buy or sell on OpenBazaar. The token is never required to use the platform. It's just...
So what is it? Is it like a security? Is it just a way for him to raise money? Like,
well, no, it's for premium placement of listings. That's the first.
And why does he have to make up? Right, this is the crazy part. Like, why do you have to make up his own currency? It's like, okay, here it is. So my my funny analogy is now becoming completely true. How come eBay wasn't charging you like their own eBay token for you to list on eBay? Well, do these guys really think they're like doing something innovative here? This is crazy.
Yeah. I don't really understand what's going on either. But I guess we'll. I mean, it does sound like they're trying to raise some money or do something. Probably a lot of the VCs that are funding these guys are saying, "Hey, you guys need to do a token. You guys need to do a token," and maybe they're finally capitulating. I don't know. All right, so this is the Bloomberg article that I alluded to, or that Chris Ellis alluded to on Friday, and this is what dropped. There's an $814 million mystery near the heart of the biggest Bitcoin exchange, and there's a lot here, but the thing that I found the most interesting was that the last paragraph is lawyers hired. Bitfinex said it had hired law firms Steptoe and Johnson because of false claims related to activity. This was set to drop on Monday and instead dropped yesterday. And there is sort of like a customer in here that's having trouble taking out $1 million in Tether. But I'm guessing those lawyers probably delayed this article by a day. Your thoughts, Tone?
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Bloomberg, hell, Bloomberg has got good lawyers too. Okay, so if they wrote an article they wanted to publish, that wasn't gonna stop it for long. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how this ends. I mean, meanwhile, the Bitcoin price is going up, and does anybody care? I was in a very interesting conversation with a couple of people. Probably shouldn't say their names. And just the other day here in Colombia, and we were talking about Tether, and the view was like, okay, so it's kind of a funny conversation because I'm usually really good at countering. And someone said, okay, so let's assume that Tether is running a fractional reserve system. Well, let's assume that like maybe 10% of the money behind Tether is actually there and everything else is just, numbers in a computer screen. Tether is really, really necessary now, right? Because people have grown to depend on it. And there is network effect and trust that one Tether is worth $1. And nobody cares whether there is money in the bank backing it or not, which is kind of hilarious because these people are always screaming about how bad the Fed is. And now they recreated the Fed with Tether, assuming the money's not there. And everyone is okay with it because it's helping them, pump their asset, right? So instead of so they're mad that the Fed is printing money to pump the stock market, apparently, in their conspiracy theories. But they're perfectly okay. Well, if everyone else thinks it's worth $1, it can be worth $1, even if it's not backed by anything, right? And if we all just consider it $1, it'll be $1 forever, So I found that argument really, really funny.
Yeah, I mean, they're essentially arguing rent seeking is okay as long as they're the beneficiaries.
Right. Yeah. Right. So the system is turning into the exact same system we have now, but they're happy about it.
It's okay. I'm gonna put on my headphones because people are complaining about some sort of echo. I never hear this echo, but. Yeah, I want to make sure that no one gets it. Yeah.
I'm on my cell phone and I'm on speaker, so that could be it.
Okay. All right. So related to that, Bitfinex is actually seeking donations to defend himself. Appreciate at this point, it's kind of getting ridiculous. This is becoming a war, not just of words, but of lawyers now between Bitfinex and Bitfinex.
But he's anonymous though, right? Yeah. They have to find him first.
Yeah. So I mean, in a way, they might. If I were Bitfinex, I would donate some money to this Bitcoin address and just watch where that money goes and try to find Bitfinex that way. So I don't know. Maybe it's a honeypot or something. Yeah, kind of a crazy story. Obviously, more to come, especially with all the lawyering up. All right, let's take a look at the next story. So, CryptoKitties craze slows down transactions on Ethereum. Apparently, this is causing a 6-fold increase in pending transactions on the Ethereum network. And remember, Ethereum has like 1 minute blocks, and you know this is
12 seconds. 12 seconds. Wow, 12 seconds, Jimmy.
Oh, 12 seconds. Sorry, and it's pretty full. Apparently, the top cat in the game has already been sold for $117,000. And you know, people are making their kitties and doing stuff, and this is sort of pushing out the edges of what Ethereum can handle. Your thoughts on this craze? Is this going to continue to be the killer app for?
This is hilarious. Actually, I think it's 12 seconds. I'm not sure on that one, actually. But so here's the funny part, right? Man, when did this article drop?
This was yesterday, 9 hours ago.
So yesterday afternoon, I was doing an interview. I don't know. So it's like a new video blog called you know what, like called Coffee and Crypto. Or sorry if I messed that up, or Crypto and Coffee. Anyway, the interviewer, right? Like we were like just talking about like normal Bitcoin stuff, and then she asks me about CryptoKitties, and thank God, like we did this story yesterday morning because I was kind of aware of CryptoKitties, right? And my answer was, well, it's completely ridiculous. It's just Beanie Babies. And then I said, but I really hope this thing gets so popular that it starts messing with the Ethereum blockchain, slowing it down to a grinding halt. And the video hasn't aired yet. And it's hilarious that this morning we're covering just this exact same thing that I kind of said yesterday I hope happens.
Yeah, this is what happens when you have sort of an infinite blockchain size, or you know, you don't really put too many caps on the fees. Is you know, people come up with CryptoKitties. You know what I think they should do? They should move to the Bitcoin Cash blockchain since they have so much space. I like
agree.
To see that.
No. I don't think they should move to Bitcoin Cash. I think they should just do a backup, you know, just in case, right? Like just do it on both chains at the same time.
Yeah.
And maybe put it on the Dash chain as well, you know, just run a backup.
I guess we'll see. It will be interesting to see what sort of interesting ways to people find to abuse the blockchain in a little bit and make money off of it. All right, so this is another story by, I guess, Jose Maria Macedo. This is an article about how, you know, are we in a cryptocurrency bubble? And this guy compares it to the 2000 dotcom bubble. You know, a lot of comparisons, charts. I know you were very interested in this sort of analysis before, Tones.
You know, what is going on here? This was my presentation yesterday, comparing the ICO bubble to the .com bubble. This was my presentation here at LaBitConf. So 2 stories in a row that are like exactly what I was doing yesterday.
Hey man, crypto is a small industry, man. We do all this stuff the same way. Yeah, but interesting article. Have a read. It's going to be in the show notes for this show, obviously. And you know, there are certain companies that have fared a lot better, others that have fared a lot worse. I'm sure, Tone, that's something that you talked about in your presentation as well. All right. Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
Say that again.
Yeah, my presentation was only 20 minutes long. I got to get the video too, and everyone's asking me for the video. They live streamed the event. Like I had no idea. I don't think anybody knew. So hopefully those videos are still up, and I'll go ahead and try to look for. I mean, the standalone videos will publish eventually, but I think like the straight up live stream is around somewhere. I got to find it. Then I'll tweet that out. But like without a computer, I have no idea how I'm gonna live. Like while out, because I got to go to Canada tomorrow, and then I got to, you know, do a seminar there, and then I got to come back here to Colombia. Like, wow, like I did not, I'm not really sure what my life's going to be like over the next
so
few weeks.
Tone did tweet his error on his Twitter. So if anyone has suggestions on what he can do to fix his computer, I think Tone would be very grateful. Alternatively, you can donate a computer to Tone for Canada or something like that. Maybe he can you can private message him or something.
I'll figure something out. I mean, I can try and like buy one. I don't know. I haven't really, like I said, this just happened like 10 minutes ago. I haven't really processed all of my options yet.
Okay.
Like in my head, like I haven't really processed that. What I should be doing. Anyway, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, indeed you will. All right. And finally, we got some price action. Tone, you said yesterday that we were going to sort of break out of this area. It looked like an ascending triangle, and indeed it broke out yesterday. Pretty much soon after you said that. And we have 4 candles of upside already, but we do have this 13 that points down. Your thoughts on what's going on with the price, Tone?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure, again, without my computer, I'm not sure if we reached the end target here. Was that on a 1 hour chart? It's a little too small on my phone screen to see.
It's a 4 hour chart, and we broke out on the 4 hour.
It's a 4 hour chart.
Yeah. Do you want me to switch to the 1 hour?
I mean, no, it's fine. I believe that...
So your short trade definitely is no longer in play. Because this blue line,
which one?
The short trade off the 9 over here. There's a blue line up here. I think that it.
Oh no, the short. The short trade off that 9 was done already. Like that, there was a new short coming up off the latest high, but like yesterday, I already turned bullish. Like, you know what? We're now spending way too much time at the all-time high. That's why I drew that ascending triangle and I drew a target. So whatever I said yesterday's video, if the target was hit, then right now, this is where you can take a little profit and just wait. Like right now,
what was the fat part? It was like $800, something like that.
I think so.
Okay, so we're up about 900 off the ascending triangle. So, I don't know, 800.
Yeah, it looks like our target of the ascending triangle was hit, and the moment that target is hit, I mean, now you just wait. You wait for another signal. Like right now, I have no signal. Like yesterday morning, there was a signal that, hey, buy the breakout. But now that the target was reached, now you just wait a little bit and see what happens.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. All right, we could go to the daily, weekly, hourly. What would you like me to point to?
You can go to the daily.
All right, let's go to the daily.
Let me drop my key.
Hello? Oh.
All right, I'm still here, though.
Okay, all right.
I'm still here.
Okay. All right, so here's the daily. We did have this 9, but we've had like 3 more continuous days. Doesn't look like a blow off top yet to me. Your thoughts on what's going on the daily chart?
So exactly, right? I mean, it's we reached the target on the breakout, and we're literally at the all-time high. So there's nothing you can do here. I mean, you can either stay with the bullish trade or start taking a little bit of profit, but there's nothing else here. Right now, I'm looking at this and there's absolutely nothing I can say. Like there is that resistance line that you see, and let's see if that's gonna hold us up or not. But your options are staying with the bullish trade off of the triangle breakout, and wait for any kind of signal, right? Obviously, if you look at that indicator, what I said yesterday still holds. You have the realization happens. Okay, so you had all of these 9s to warn you for a potential big drop in prices. You can take your profit and you wait for the short trade. The short trade on the daily didn't even come close to being executed, right? And the count started green again. So the cavalier entry would be when the candle with the 2 on it started trading above the candle with the 1 on it. To be a little bit more conservative, you wait for the candle with the 3 to start trading above a 2, which was also a trade above the all-time high. If my memory serves me right, yesterday I said I would be bullish at like 12,001. And the moment we broke 12,000, the thing took off for like what, $700-800, right? Or whatever it was, like $600.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say where this candle is going to end. I mean, we still have half a day to go. According to this, I'm looking at 6 more days of upside, even though today is a crazy day, which will probably pull back a little. But the momentum is back to bullish. I mean, not a single chart. Like if you go to the weekly, that one is probably once again showing you bullish signs. Though on the weekly, you're also going to have a 1. So that means if you're using weekly charts, I mean, technically it's a week of no trading, but like how do you ignore that, right? When you have the daily, the hourly, the 4-hourly, they're all breaking out. You buy the breakout and then you wait. Could be setting up one more push higher. In general, I mean, now that we're at 12,000, if I had to guess a number, I would say around 1450 is possibly the next top, like at this point with this breakout.
I don't know how to, okay, so 14 something, 1450, you said? 14.
Yeah, only because it's a round number.
That's
like
interesting because that little blue line is right at around where you're saying. So I don't know.
Oh, wow, I did not even know that.
But that's interesting. All right, so that would be interesting. And yeah, I mean, certainly the price action is very much a concern for pretty much everybody. All right, I think that about does it for today's show. I want to thank Tone for joining us with his phone, despite all the party he did last night. Everyone in chat is commenting on your tattoo. People think it's hilarious. Anyway, thank you, Tone, for being on the show. Hopefully you get a new computer or at least fix the current one that you have. And I want to thank all the viewers that watch this stream. Thanks for joining me. And this song is done.